I want to teach you a skill that you might not have heard of before, but it is a skill that changes everything about how you take care of yourself. Hello, I'm Kelsey Matheson. I am one of the co-founders and co-owners of Anamaya Resort and Retreat Center in Costa Rica. I'm also a life and business coach for women, and I'm a yoga teacher. And today I want to teach you a skill that you might not have heard of before, but it is a skill that changes everything about how you take care of yourself. And we're not going to just talk about it. We're going to practice it together. And what I'm talking about is interoception, which is a skill you were probably never taught. So I have a question for you. When was the last time you actually asked your body what it needed and then you trusted the answer? And I'm not talking about what you think you should need or what your schedule allows, but what your body is actually asking for in this moment. Because truthfully, most of us have no idea. We've been taught to override our bodies from childhood, like finish your plate, even if you're not hungry, or stop crying, even if you're sad, or push through, show up, even if you're tired. And now as adults, we've completely lost the ability to sense what's happening inside our own bodies. I see this a lot with my clients. And when I ask them, what does your body need in this moment? They're kind of surprised when I ask them, but then also when they listen. And there's a name for this ability. It's called interoception. And it's your capacity to sense your internal state, whether it's hunger or fullness or tension or fatigue or emotion or comfort or discomfort. And it's one of the most important skills for regulating your nervous system, making good decisions, and actually taking care of yourself. And the good news is we can rebuild all of this. We can build this skill. So interoception is your brain's ability to receive and interpret signals from inside your body. And so, simply it's why when you're hungry or if you're anxious or you have to pee, right? Or you walk into a room and you're like, this person makes me feel uncomfortable or I'm exhausted, right? It's pretty basic. But research shows that almost all adults, especially high achievers, people with chronic stress and anyone who's experienced trauma have extremely low interoceptive awareness. And a study in 2018 published in the Frontiers of Psychology found that people with poor interoception, they struggle with emotional regulation. They struggle with decision making. They struggle with recognizing their own needs and setting boundaries. And they're much more likely to experience anxiety and depression and burnout and even chronic pain. So why is this? Well, it's because they're not listening to what their bodies are telling them until it becomes a crisis. And we lose this skill. So here's what happens. From a young age, you're taught that your body's signals are very inconvenient or even wrong. You're told when to eat, when it's mealtime, you sit down and you eat, even if you're not hungry. You're told to go to bed and go to sleep, even if you're not tired. You're told to sit still, even if your body wants to move. You're told stop crying when you're really sad. And over time, what happens is you learn to disconnect. And as an adult, you keep doing it. Right? We ignore hunger when we're busy. We'll push through fatigue because we have deadlines. And we'll say yes, especially women, when our body is screaming, no, thank you. Your body is still sending you signals that hasn't stopped, but you've stopped listening. So let's practice this right now. We're just going to do 3 short interoception exercises. And you don't need to do anything except just for a few minutes, be open, be willing to just notice. And if you're able to pause this video and find a comfortable place to sit, great. If you're watching while you're doing something else, that's okay too. Just bring your attention inward as much as you can. Okay, let's begin. Feels comfortable. You're going to take a slow, deep breath through your nose. And I want you to exhale through your mouth. With sound is even better. You can do that again. Inhale through your nose. Just let it all out and bring your awareness to your feet. And don't try to change anything. Just notice. Are they warm? Are they cold? Are they tense or relaxed? Are they tingling or maybe numb or just neutral? Just be curious. Now you're going to move your awareness to your belly. Just notice, is it soft or tight? Is it moving with your breath? Does it feel settled or does it feel unsettled? And again, you're not trying to change anything. You're just bringing your awareness to that part of your body. And now you're going to bring your awareness to your chest. And again, just notice, is it constricted? Does it feel open? Is your breath shallow or deep? What does your heart feel like right now? There's no right or wrong. Just be curious. And now bring your attention to your jaw and your shoulders. Are you clenching? Are you holding on? Or do you feel soft? Again, you're not necessarily trying to change anything. You're just bringing awareness to those areas of your body. And then take one more deep breath into the nose. And let go through the mouth. Some sound, and open your eyes. So what did you notice? You just practiced interoception. You brought awareness to physical sensations without judgment, without trying to change or fix anything. And that's the foundation. So practice number 2 is sensing emotional states. Okay, so if you're ready, let's go deeper. And we're going to sense the emotional states in our body. So I want you to close your eyes again. And I just want you to think about something that's been stressing you out lately or bothering you. And I don't want you to go deep into the story, right? Don't let your mind take over. Just bring the situation to mind for a moment. And I want you to notice, where do you feel it in your body? And again, there's no right or wrong. Do you feel it in your chest? Do you feel it in your throat? Maybe it's in your head or your stomach. Does it feel heavy? Does it feel tight or hot? Where does that live in your body? What emotions come to mind when you tap into that area of the body? And not necessarily the event or the situation that's stressing you out or bothering you. We're going to think about that. We're going to find out where it lives in your body. And then you're going to tap into that area of your body and just get curious about what emotions live here. And just breathe into that area through the nose. And then let out whatever needs to come out through your mouth. Make some sound. And just let that go. Now I want you to think of something that makes you feel calm. And it could be a person, it could be a place, it could be a memory. Just something that makes you feel calm. And I want you to notice where you feel that in your body. Do you feel it in your chest? And if you do, does your chest feel open? Do you feel it in your back and maybe your shoulders drop? Maybe you feel it in your jaw and it makes you smile or relax or soften. Maybe you feel it in your belly and it just allows you to let go and soften your belly. Just be curious. Where does that calmness live in your body? Now I want you to breathe into that area of your body through the nose, and just let go with sound as you exhale through your mouth. And you might notice that the exhale sounded very different a moment ago than it did right now. Do you feel the difference in your body? The stress and the calm create a very distinct physical sensation or sensations. And you might be like, you know what, Kelsey, I don't know what you're talking about. You're crazy. I didn't feel anything. The more you practice noticing them, the faster you can catch stress before it takes over. The faster you can tap into calm when you need to. And it does become easier and easier the more you do this. And then what you're able to do is you can choose. So for me, my heart chakra is an area that always feels confident and loving and calm. And I know that if I want to tap into those emotions, I can literally breathe into my heart center and just tap into that area. But I usually carry a lot of stress and anxiety kind of in my solar plexus and sometimes in my stomach. So if I can tell that that's what I'm feeling, I'll just tap into it. I'll just name it. I'll breathe in through my nose, let it go through my mouth. And then I can also tap into my heart center. Okay. So the next practice is basically asking what your body needs. Okay. So this is the last one. And this practice changes everything. So I want you to close your eyes one more time. And I want you to place one hand on your heart and one hand on your belly. And just take 3 slow breaths, feeling both of your hands rise and both of your hands fall. As you breathe, make sure that you're breathing down into your belly. 3 deep breaths. One hand on your heart and one hand on your belly. You're going to ask a very simple question. What do I need right now? And here's the thing. I want you to tap into the first thing that comes to you. I don't want to let your brain answer. I don't want to get your brain into overanalyzing or to rationalize. okay? I don't want you to think about what you should need, but when you ask yourself, what do I need right now? Typically, it's going to be the first thing that comes to your mind, and then your brain's going to take over, okay? It might just be a word. It might be rest. It might be water. It might be movement. It might be space, or it might even be a sensation. Like when you ask your body what it needs, you might feel a sense of warmth or softness or stillness. Or for some people, an image comes up for them. Whatever comes up, just trust it, even if it doesn't make logical sense. And your brain's going to want to fight back because it's going to want to say, well, this is what you should do, and you can't do this. And, this is inconvenient, right? But your body just told you something very, very true. And this is the thing. We want to listen to the messages our body tells us. So when you're ready, you can open your eyes. And essentially, that's interoception. It's interoception in action. The more you practice asking, the clearer the answers become. The more you trust those answers, the more your body learns to communicate with you, and then you'll catch its signals much earlier. So how do you keep building this skill? Here are 3 ways. Basically, you can practice interoception every day. Something I love to do is just like a 2-minute morning check-in before I even get out of bed. I'll just scan my body and I'll notice, what sensations are present? What am I feeling before I even get out of bed? And again, it's no judgment. It's just awareness. You're just getting curious. And another practice that you can do every single day is just to take a pause before eating. So before you take the first bite of your meal, you just ask yourself, am I actually hungry? What does my body want right now? And just trust the first answer. Again, you don't want to get your mind involved because, it can mess things up. It can cause some confusion. It can be crazy making. And then number 3 is the decision making tool, basically. So when someone asks you to do something and you need to make a decision, just pause. That's it. Pause. And then get curious. Is your body contracting? Is it expanding? Tension often means no, right? Like if you feel tight or tense, like that's typically, when somebody's asking you to make a decision, like a yes or no decision, then usually that sensation means no. And then ease, when you feel ease and it feels like there's a flow and there's alignment, then that often means yes. Okay. So start with, just one of these, and you can practice it daily for about a week. You'll be amazed at how much your body has been trying to tell you that maybe you've been ignoring. And again, no judgment. We all do it. I need reminders all the time that I have to start tuning back into my body. And look, here's what I've known after almost, 15 years of guiding people back to themselves. The moment you start listening to your body is the moment that everything shifts. I see it with my clients all the time. You stop forcing, you stop overriding, you stop living in your head, you start living from your whole self. And at Anamaya, this is what we teach, right? And not through lectures, but through experience. When you step away from the noise and the busyness of your everyday and you are in alignment with nature and you're surrounded by like-minded people and you're moving your body and you're being nourished with real food and you're given the space to simply be, your body finally feels safe enough to speak. And then you start to remember how to listen to it. And that's where true healing begins. And if this kind of reconnection is calling you, I'd love for you to learn more about our retreats that we offer at anamaya.com. And if you found this practice helpful, please like this video, subscribe to our channels for more tools to regulate your nervous system, reconnect with your body. We offer yoga and meditation on this channel. And here's my question for you. What did your body tell you you needed when you asked? I would love for you to drop it in the comments below. If you feel, brave enough to share, I read all of the comments. I would love to know what came up for you. All right. Thank you so much for watching, and I look forward to seeing you next time. Ciao for now.